the native populations of a country have the same right to be able to perpetuate their own culture or social norms and practices like everyone else. A clear distinction needs to be made between permanent immigrants and temporary migrants, also known as refugees. An immigrant makes the choice to move permanently to a new culture. To ensure that the natives' rights to perpetuate their own culture are not infringed, the immigrant needs to assimilate as best they can in terms of the normal public interactions. This includes religious practices that impact on social interactions. These may need to be adapted so as to be able to blend in more seamlessly into the new culture. Things such as language, mannerisms, and social norms. Forcing a local population to significantly adapt their culture, which includes social interactions, to cater to other cultures coming from outside, is an infringement of the locals' rights. As refugees and migrants, on the other hand, who has been forced by economic or political circumstance to seek temporary aid and shelter, have no need for such seamless cultural assimilation beyond what is required for frictionless interactions during their temporary stay. Here, a practical, separate system is required that would allow them to contribute to the local societies as quickly as possible. The work they undertake needs to afford them the opportunity to increase their technical skills, if so desired, and, if possible, to allow them to save some capital for when they return to their own country, which is the aim of the economic migrant after all. Importantly, as temporary visitors, the opportunity should be taken to actively expose those from developing countries to progressive values and alternative ways of thinking which may not be available to them back home. Thus, when they return home, they will have increased technical skills, some starting capital, and hopefully some alternative ideas, making them ideal for implementing positive change in their own countries to make it a place that they can live and further develop their own culture, thus hopefully bringing about enough change so as to avoid needing to become an economic migrant or refugee in the future. We need to actively export progressive values, skills, and ideas to help improve the developing world, not passively import ignorance and regressive values that destabilize existing cultures and which robs the developing world of the people seeking change and a better life. The rights for all people to perpetuate their culture, helping those in need to help themselves, active steps to aid people into taking their future into their own hands and developing their own countries to be a place that they can live. These are green values. These are every man's values.